Hi everyone! In this video I'm going to show you how to hack a blouse sewing pattern and make a cute ruffle dress. I'm using the Meg blouse sewing pattern, but you can choose the pattern you want. I made this drawing so you can stop the video and see the measurements, but I will also explain the changes I made to my pattern. The Meg blouse has a yoke and the back with gathering, but I don't want this for my dress. So I folded the yoke in half, saw the difference between them, and removed this part. I also want to remove the yoke seam, so I'm taking out the 1 cm seam allowance from the yoke and the back, and I will cut the two pattern pieces together. I decided to fold my pattern so I can use the original pattern again, but you can just cut the paper if you prefer. You can tape the pattern pieces together if you think you forget to cut them as one pattern. Now I'm changing the length of the front and the back of the blouse. I cut 10 cm from the armhole. This measure will depend on where you want your seam. For reference, I'm making a size D, and if you have a smaller or bigger bust, you need to adjust this measurement. Don't forget to check if the front and the back seams are matching. The pattern is ready. Let's cut the fabric and sew. Make sure you have enough fabric for this project, and when you are cutting the ruffles, consider the width of the fabric. For example, the bottom ruffle is the full width of my fabric and the middle ruffle is half of the width of my fabric. The measurements I used are just a suggestion, and you can change them as you like. After you finish cutting all the ruffles, it's time to cut the blouse pattern. In this video, I'm not going to show all the steps to make the Meg blouse, as I already have a tutorial for that. I will leave the link for the blouse tutorial in the description down below. I finished sewing the placket to the front of the blouse, and now I'm going to sew the shoulders together. Sew the shoulders with a straight stitch and then use an overlocker or zigzag stitch to finish the seams. I like to top stitch the shoulders, but it's optional. Put the top aside and let's sew the sleeves. Use a straight stitch and then use an overlocker or a zigzag stitch to finish the seams. Time to sew the middle ruffle to the top. You need to gather the fabric to match the measurements of the top. I like to use a long stitch and I don't backstitch at the beginning or the end. Sorry, but I lost the video where I gathered the ruffle, but I'm going to show how I did with this piece of fabric. As my pattern seam allowance is 1 cm, I like to sew the gather stitch around 6 mm. So when I sew the top with the ruffle, this stitch will be hidden inside the seam. Pull the top thread and gather the fabric until you reach the length you want. Place the middle ruffle next to the top and gather the fabric until they are matching. I like to make a knot at the end, and I try to make the garden even. Sew the front middle ruffle to the front with a straight stitch, but don't forget to change the length of your stitch back to 3. The front is ready, so it's time to sew the back middle ruffle to the back. The back is ready. Now follow the same steps to sew the bottom ruffle to the middle ruffle. All the ruffles are ready and it looks so cute. I went to sleep and woke up early the next morning to finish the dress. Let's get back to sewing. I overlocked all the seams, but you can use a zigzag stitch instead. Now place the right sides together and sew from the sleeve to the bottom of the dress with a straight stitch. I like to sew the ruffle seams facing towards the sleeve. Use pins or clips to help you to match the side seams. One of my side seams didn't match, but I will leave like that. Overlock or use a zigzag stitch to finish the side seams. To be honest, I forgot to do the stay stitches for the neckline and this fabric kind of grows. To fix this problem, I'm using a long stitch around the neckline and I'm gathering the fabric just a little bit. If you do this, make sure both sides are the same size. I'm adding my label to the center back of the neckline. We are almost there. It's time to sew the binding to the neckline. This fabric is kind of tricky, so I'm sewing a small part by hand because I think it will look better. The last step is to hem the dress. I just folded 1 centimeter twice. The dress is ready. I hope you liked this video, and if you ever use any of my tutorials to make something, don't forget to tag me on Instagram or TikTok. See you next time!